put it on the front page too.
Just try to call me.
If you had something to do with the paper.
Alex is taking me. No,
Yeah, right here. Well known, journalist, unknown, valuable architect, this home on Market. Please use the photo sheet at the Oakland.
it says on the
I don't think he
record.
owned it, but he.
Oh, you weren't there at all.
Yeah, it's a photo sheet.
So I don't do.
I think he was far over.
Request a 6-month deal.
He had some nice streets.
He's a really cool dude.
Yeah.
You were thinking the
Well,
same
yeah,
thing.
Gee,
he had the one place
you
he
guys
had
dropping
one.
like flies.
Yeah, we took his waste out there.
People at our church.
What's that?
On our roll-off. Yeah, he had him bring it to the station.
I'm out there
We
fixing,
loaded it up and took it out there.
I'm out there fixing the last one we were working on, just so she can get rid of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the soda Cadillac.
And you were out there?
I gotta go the next few days and work on some more for her. You know, I said, we're working on this, if something happens, you gotta make sure you finish it for Betty.
Yes. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I guess we'll open the public hearing. For our budgets, police and fire and building department and township. Any questions?
Looking for a roll call or not?
That was just, what? You're here?
Yeah, we're here.
The Darians, is that them?
Yes.
Benscoter.
Present.
Beth?
Yes.
Who's Barb? Chouinard.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard anything from her.
So, there's nothing with Alex, we just make a motion to adjourn the
To
public
close.
hearing. I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Support?
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carried. Now we'll open up our regular township meeting. Bring it up.
I'll make a
Motion
motion
to
to,
the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Support?
All in favor?
Aye. I'll make,
Against? Motion carried.
sorry.
Consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the special budget work session meeting minutes dated February 19, 2025 in the regular township. Yeah, and the regular township board meeting minutes dated February 10th, 2025. Accept the treasurer's report as presented, to accept the assessor's report for March 2025, to approve the February 2025 bills, transfer of funds, and bill listing is for general fund check 30642 through 30677. Building check 2633, electronic funds, transfer, payroll for township police and fire departments for January 2020. February.
Oh, yeah, should have been February, right?
Yeah, it was February, oh, sorry, February. Yeah, I just noticed. $129,071.25
I'll second.
with the
All
correction.
in favor?
January, February.
Aye.
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 Any nays? Motion carried. County reports.
Good evening. Just want to report on the full board meeting that we had on February 27th. And again, I just trying to hit some of the highlights, things that I think was important to you. Because anybody wants to look at the draft minutes, they're online at lapeercounty.org, so you can see all the details of everything. But we approved the hiring of a coordinator for the specialty courts. That's drug court, mental health court, and it's going to be fully funded by the opioid task force. As you probably know, the reason why the drugstore's going out of business is the opioid lawsuit. We've got literally billions of dollars, and they're willing to give Lapeer County enough to hire a coordinator for the specialty courts for 2 years. We've told Judge Nolan, who runs them, that after 2 years, they're going to find other sources for it, because we don't have it in our general fund. Now, we did raise the hourly rate for the temp workers at Trustee Water Park, because the minimum wage went up February 21st. Those who were making $12 an hour last year are going to now make $13. $11.50 will make $12.50, and $14.25 will make $15.25. We've also hired a new health director. Our health director is retiring, and his name is James Henry. He right now is working in Midland County. Prior to that, he actually was a health director in Genesee County for a year during COVID. Unfortunately, I think because he's probably a little bit more conservative than the Genesee County likes, they didn't keep him after COVID got over. We also approved hiring an HR director. The county has one payroll clerk, and she's been doing payroll for almost 500 employees now, and she's retiring, so we decided to create an HR department. We have multiple union contracts, and we think a good HR director is going to help limit liability on personnel matters. We approved a number of small grants, one for National Crime Victims Awareness Week, and a small one for the Health Department. We also agreed to contract with a company out of Texas who's going to help the jail with a federal grant that reimburses them for jail costs for housing illegal immigrants. It's not for those that are just there for a few days because they get picked up and get sent out, but these are at least 2 of them in 2022 who served like 90 days. One was for drug driving and one was for fleeing and eluding. And this company's going to help us get reimbursed for that. They will take 17% of what they get. They get nothing, they'll get nothing. And finally, we did approve an extension of the EMS interlocal agreement to cover the years of the village renewal. And of course, as of March 1st, MedStar is no longer doing emergency runs in Lapeer County. So EMS, our publicly funded emergency services, is going to be taking care of everything. I thank you very much. I'm unfortunately not to leave because Lapeer Township has a meeting at 7 o'clock tonight. I hope you get over there in time to give a report as well. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg.
recording of last meeting. I noticed that when I spoke, Dave Best, I was talking about numbers that I'd gotten from the area, and when I talked about how I'd seen 85 vehicles parked illegally in the village, and Dave Best was smiling, and I know you used to own what is now the Metamora General. It was Best Party Time, right? And people parked there, right in front of it. But you may not be aware that that's illegal to park on sidewalks. That is now a sidewalk, okay? And people sit there and eat. And I can read you the statute, but you could also just look it up. And it's been a law since 1931 that you can't park on sidewalks, can't drive on them, but you have to drive them and park on them, so there you go. So that should be stopped, that's why I bring that up. Another thing that I realized when I watched the recording last time is I didn't talk about how much ARPA funds this township got. I have not heard how the ARPA funds were used. And again, other townships, other municipalities put that information in the paper, said, hey, we bought this, we spent it on that. It was $388,948. And again, that's our tax money. That's, my federal income taxes, everybody's federal income taxes. So it would be nice to hear. And then I started to talk about conflicts of interest, but I didn't get very far because I didn't have time. And how MML and MTA seem to see it very different. And that's why when I see folks like Dave voted for his son-in-law to be on the Plan Commission, Sue votes for her father-in-law to be on the fire board, Tracy has voted for him, like, it goes on and on around here. And I didn't get why you guys might see that as a legitimate way to do things until I read what MTA's advice is. And they say that unless there is a legal impediment to you voting, then you're supposed to go. What would that legal impediment be? Why are there municipalities, lots of them in the state of Michigan, more than not, it was a majority of municipalities have ethics ordinances that would forbid those kinds of votes? You would have to pass one. That would be the legal impediment to you voting on those things. So just, if you look at that logically, MTA says, well, there's no legal impediment, but you haven't passed the legal impediment, because I don't see the Best family passing something like that, which would keep you from then voting on your family members. That is why that looks so strange to those of us who have conflicts of interest training from other places, because how would it look to you if a doctor prescribed ADHD meds to their own child? I don't know if that's against the law or not, but it's certainly unethical. And therefore, or their employer may forbid it or not, but it's certainly unethical. Which is the type of thing that you guys are doing here when you have conflicts of interest. What would you think of a journalist who covered the opening of a business, and then later on you find out it was their spouse that they covered the opening? That's the type of thing. And so if you're only taking MTA guidance, I would definitely look at MML. They are much more detailed and tell you why. Thank you.
Fire department business.
Good evening.
You
Like-
budget first, I guess.
Yeah, I'd like to get approval for our 25-26 fire department budget. We went over that, and I think you guys all got happy with that, so we could get approval for that.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2025-2026 fire department budget as presented.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Are you going to
You
do a roll call?
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay, Derderian,
yes.
Benscoter,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Clark, yes. All right.
Thank you. Our activity report for month of February 2025 is we had 27 calls for the month. We had 3 fires, 19 backhoes, 2 PIs. We had 1 meeting, 4 trainings, 1 work detail. One of our trainings for the month is we went out to DRA Scout Camp and did our ice water rescue training. And along with that, we were accompanied by Hadley Fire and the Sheriff's Department dive team. So we had a really good training. A couple of divers got into the water, and we got to kind of see how they work and how we would operate together. So it was a really good training. the agenda because they kind of came in late. I'd like to add them if I can. The first one that I have is talking with Scott about different things, and we're working on next door. I would like to get permission to send 4 people to FDIC, which is a big conference down in Indianapolis. I think last year we sent 3 or 4 people down there. But if I could, I'd like to get permission to send 4 people down there. It's going to be about $1,500 for the 4 people. That's with the hotel, that's tickets for the conference, and parking passes for them. So Doug, Assistant Chief Randlett, is one of them that's going to be going down there along with 3 other people.
Okay, what's the conference called again?
It's FDIC.
What does it stand for?
Okay. Fire Department.
National Conference.
I think it's the Fire Department International Conference.
Okay.
It's held there every year at the Lucas Oil Field.
Oh.
And I want to go, but unfortunately it's my weekend to work, so I'm not able to go. But they have just thousands of vendors and different pieces of apparatus that you can look at and get ideas from and things like that. So, again, if I could get approval and not spend more than $1,500 to send 4 people to that.
So I'll make a motion to approve sending 4 people to the FDIC conference for a total of $1,500.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried.
Okay, thank you.
It's Fire Department International Conference. They have a lot of stuff there. They have trucks, they have equipment, they have a lot of EMS equipment there. They have a lot of, it's anything that's new or any new technique or any new process, they have somebody there that's showing the new equipment that's out there.
The next thing that I have is I have the floor in our, as you guys know, we're getting that meeting training room over there all redone. And the floor in there is, you know, original from 1995, I think, when it got built. So what I would like to do is I'd like to have that floor redone, and then they're gonna epoxy it, and then sprinkle it. So I'd like to get that done. The company, and we're kind of running on short notice here, but the company that we use, Jeremy Eady, used to work for them, and he came in and gave us a heck of a discount for Jeremy, who used to work with the guy. So what they'll do is they'll come in, they'll sand the whole floor, clean it all up, and they'll come back in and epoxy it, and then they'll sprinkle it heavily. That'll give it the traction for like if it ever got wet or anything like that. So the company that came in is the epoxy guys, and the final quote that I ended up getting was $6,555. And he said that they would get in here as soon as they were able to, coordinated with the builder next door to get that floor done. It's something we need to get done, and I figure we might as well do it now while we have it empty and vacant. Just get it done.
It's almost 65 what?
6,555. So if I could, I would like to get permission for, to get the floor redone.
Okay.
Is it coming out of your budget?
You know, I don't want to ask you guys to do it because you have to spend $70,000 on my addition.
Yeah.
So I guess if I can get the approval to do it, I'll pay for it out of my budget unless you guys want to discuss it and we can talk about that later. But just if I can get the approval to do it, I want to get it done. So I'll just.
Yeah.
Oh, it's well worth it. Epoxy is a nice finish to it too. I'll make a motion to approve, I'm looking, I just don't have a name.
The epoxy guys.
It's on the front side of the document.
Oh. Epoxy guys, for a total of $65.55.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried.
And then the last thing I just want to bring to your attention is we had a command staff meeting the other night, and one thing we talked about is we have a lot of work over there we need to get done, mechanical and stuff like that, and Doug's up to his eyebrows already and stuff to get done. So I had offered it to the department the other night about having some guys or a guy, somebody do some work detail time over there. So if you see an increase in the work detail time that come across payroll, that's why, because we have enough work over there to keep somebody busy, you know, a couple hours, maybe a day a week. So if you see the increase, that's what that's gonna be from. Just trying to take a little bit of load off of his plate and get some things tidied up, what we need. So, other than that, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Police Department.
Good evening. The first thing I'd like to do is get approval for the 2025-2026 Metamora Township Police Department budget as presented. You guys all have a copy of that.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2025-26 Police Department budget, $795,000.
Second. Roll call.
Yes, I'm sorry, Derderian,
Yes.
Benscoter,
Yes.
Beck,
Yes.
Clark, yes, Chouinard.
The next thing I'll do is go over the numbers for February 2025. We had 256 calls for service, 123 of those were traffic stops, 3 property damage accidents, 7 car gear accidents, which I'm hoping are going to start going down with the weather changing, 2 hit and run accidents, 17 alarms, which I think the wind that we've had has contributed to the extra alarms. We had 4 domestic violence incidents, 3 warrant arrests, and 5 operating while intoxicated arrests. Our training this month, our administrative assistant, Whitney Shank, and Reserve Officer Lipka completed their 8 hours of basic lean. They also completed the CJIS, security and privacy training, which is required. And we also are working on our Intoxilizer 9000 update training. It's for all the officers that do chemical breath tests at the jail. They have to recert on that every 2 years. I have a few requests tonight. The first one would be to accept the bid for Dana Safety Supply to outfit the new 2024 Chevrolet Tahoe. This includes the lights, the cages, the console, and all safety equipment. I know this is a big number, but the amount for the equipment is $13,680.42. I have the bid attached, and I also attached the bid from another company that was over $17,000 for that same equipment. So it's a substantial difference. Also, we're about 3/4 of the way getting the 2016 truck unequipped and getting it ready to be sold. Hopefully, I can have that done by next week, which I anticipate getting a nice amount for that as well.
And this comes out of the budget.
This comes out of our budget, yes.
I'll make a motion to approve the Dana Safety Supply Incorporated for the amount of $13,680.42.
I'll second.
Favor.
Aye.
Nays. Motion carried.
Great. The next one I have is a request to have Officer James Irish attend the Bosch CDR. There's CDR and then there's EDR. It's the same thing essentially, but it's the tool technician training. It's an online course that's presented by the Institute of Police Technology and Management. It's an online course, and then there's a practical portion that you complete after you do the online portion. The practical part will be done in combination with the rest of the guys on the Lapeer County Reconstruction team. Currently, the Sheriff's Office has 2 members that are trained to use the tool. Lapeer City is going to send their officer that's on the team as the training as well, and they're going to, Officer Iverson and Officer Hinsberg will be able to work on that together. It's going to allow the members to retrieve the data out of the basically the black box of the vehicle. We can get, if the brakes were applied 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, we can get the speeds of the vehicles as well. But it's gonna allow us to be more efficient if they're all trained in it, because right now we're running into an issue with that, where we're having to hold on to vehicles for longer than what I think should be. So the cost of that course is $795. So I'd like to get permission to sign them up for that class.
Make a motion to approve the FASH online and practical for $795.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried.
The last thing I have is I'd like to accept the bid from Arrowhead Outfitters. It's for the truck vault for the 2024 Tahoe. It's in the amount of $5,082. We currently have received $3,000 in donations for the drone team on this time, not for purchasing the drone, but since we purchased the drone. So we have $3,000. We also have a guaranteed donation that's coming in early April for the amount of $2,000. That one I know is guaranteed, and I'm told that there's several other ones that are coming. So essentially, the donations are going to pay for this box. It takes 6 to 8 weeks to come, so by the time we get it, we'll have all the funding. Again, that'll be out of donations. This particular box, it's not only doesn't allow us only to safely and effectively store the equipment, but it's also equipped with a monitor. So the drone guys will be able to pull the monitor out, and the people will be able to actually see the screen. And when they're flying in the air, they can have a spotter. Not only do they look at the screen, but they can look at the bigger screen in the back. So when they're looking for people, or it'd be a useful thing in the field. This same unit, we got a quote at our Dana Safety Supply, was over $7,000. So there was a substantial difference there too. So I guess it pays to shop around.
Who makes all these donations?
So we've got money from Greg's Restaurant, Lance Gould's Plumbing Business, the Metamora Golf and Country Club. The next one that I know that's coming is from Tim Lipka's brother's company. That's a marketing company. I'm sorry I'm drawn. There's a couple other ones as well, but we've gotten a lot of money from Security Credit Union. But it's been great. It's actually been very surprising. It's very well.
Send them, thank you.
We do. Yep,
Okay.
we do. So, yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah, I say, I would say so. Lance.
Yep.
Okay.
So we have a motion to
Purchase.
make a motion? Or?
No, go ahead.
So I'll make a motion to allow the police department to purchase this vault for the drone for $5,582.
I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried.
That's all I got. I appreciate it.
Okay. General Appropriations Act.
So it should be in your packet. This is the Township Appropriation Act, which is typical every year we do this. And it defines basically our villages, the revenue generated from the villages, the villages that are levied, and it also counts for the expenditures we expect for the 25-26 fiscal year. So I'm making a motion to approve this appropriation act as documented.
Support.
Derderian,
Yes.
Benscoter,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
clerk, yes.
All right, estimating the millage rates.
The next page defines or shows the millage rates for 25 tax year as provided by our assessor. It defines the millage rates, the current taxable values, as well as the revenue expected from those millage rates and taxable values. So I'll make a motion to approve these revenue estimations
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried.
The next document is the general fund budget for the fiscal year 25-26, and it defines the expected revenue of $1,210,213 with the matching expenditures for that fiscal year. So I'll make a motion to approve the budget as outlined in this document.
Support.
Derderian,
Yes.
Benscoter,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Clark, yes.
The next document is the 25-26 fiscal year building department budget. It defines both the revenue and expected expenditures for this fiscal year coming. An amount of $110,913.
Support.
Derderian,
Yes.
Benscoter,
Yes.
West,
Yes.
Clark, yes.
So next is I'm gonna keep going unless somebody interrupts, okay? So the next one is a resolution, I'm proposing a resolution to approve the supervisor's salary for fiscal year 25-26.
Support.
Derderian,
Yes.
Benscoter,
Yes.
Abstain.
Clark, yes.
Next is the clerk salary resolution. I'm making a motion to approve the salary for the clerk for the 25-26 fiscal year.
Support.
Derderian,
Yes.
Benscoter,
Yes.
West,
3 applications for $20,660.67 per application.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried.
The next is for roadside mowing. This is 1 double pass late spring, 1 double pass summer for $9,000 per mowing.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried.
The last project agreement is for 2 advanced warning signs for, these are similar to the 4 signs we approved a while back, but this is for Brower Road. So it's beginning of Brower Road and 24, and then it'd be Baldwin and Brower Road as well, for a cost of $680.11.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carried.
I was just gonna say there was supposed to be one more, road agreement, but they didn't turn it in, so I had to take it off. They came in, last week and said that the Spraker Road and Metamora Road, that the culvert needs to failed, and that's why there's water crossing the road, and, they were supposed to bring us an agreement, so they didn't.
They did.
They probably will come,
So we should do something to say if they bring it, we'll pass it. Because
Well,
you can't wait for a month.
I don't know, when, he didn't tell me when they were gonna, even get.
Well, what Woodley usually run me was like $6 grand, $7 grand for a, was it more than that? I don't remember the last one we did. Seemed like it was in the $7,000-8,000
I don't know.
range.
It's what it is.
whatever it is, we
Well,
have to
I
do
could
it.
make a motion to approve, when we get the road agreement, I can make a motion to approve it based on the absolute need for the repair, and I could stipulate a maximum amount of $10 grand, so that we're covered in case it's more than that, we can discuss it. Would that be okay with the board? So I just need somebody to support.
I'll support it. Can I just go back?
Sure.
So the motion was made by you to,
Approve the repair, replacement of the culverts in the stated location of Rocker Road.
You don't need to tell them that either.
Yeah, we're just gonna get a quote from them,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So,
for 10,000, up to 10,000.
Up to
Yeah.
10,000.
yeah. is soil removal permit renewal for the Michigan Sand and Gravel, Eisenhart Properties. So make a motion to approve that. Is there,
With the following recommendation.
okay,
Yeah,
Because that's the recommendation.
so
This
motion
is the recommendation to the township board. This one.
as defined in the motion in the packet.
support. It's a standard, every year, same thing,
Okay.
basically.
And I'll do a roll call.
Yeah,
Derderian,
yes,
Benscoter,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Clark, yes.
The next one is again for the soil removal permit renewal for R&M Excavating in Mashenko Property LLC. In regards to the exceptions or recommendations, apologize, as defined in the document within your packet.
I'll support.
All in favor?
Yeah, yes,
Benscoter,
Yes.
Best,
Yes.
Clark, yes.
The last item is for the first common phone contract. This is, I call it a huge win for the township. There's some significant savings here. It's basically a motion to approve first common contract phone purchases as well as a one-time fees for a cost of $5,256 and monthly fees totaling for both the township fire and police departments $323.90, which is substantially lower than what we're paying right now, which is about $1,000 a month. So it's good.
it's a good,
So payback's about 5.5 months.